Hi everyone, Happy New Year and welcome back. Today we're going to repot a large and fairly old Japanese maple tree. I bought this tree originally as a 1-gallon nursery specimen about 16 years ago, repotted it into this tub, and it's been sitting there in my garden growing ever since. The first thing we need to do is get this tree out of the tub, and this may be a little bit difficult since it's been growing in here for a very long time. So I'm going to put on some gloves so I can get a good grip on the tree in the tub without injuring the tree or damaging the tub. And we've already got our tools laid out here, and one of the most useful for getting a tree out of a pot or a tub is a rubber mallet. Unlike a hammer, it won't break anything, and we can use it to apply the force necessary. Now I'm going to lift the tree off the table and put it on the ground for safety here because it is pretty heavy. So we'll just grip it around the base of the tree here and then tilt it up and then pound on the pot with the mallet to break it loose. And the main point of resistance was at the drainage screens where the roots were in it. Now we'll put it in our garden cart and we'll start working on removing the old soil from the roots. Now that we have the tree out of the pot, we have to work on loosening the old soil from the root ball, and we do this with a cultivator or a digging tool. We don't want to damage the roots here, but we do want to try to break the soil up to the point where we can use a finer technique to get the soil entirely off the roots. We took the tree around to my potting bench and we took all of the soil off the roots using a hose and a regular nozzle with the setting that they call full or jet. And this was very effective in removing most of the roots, although it left us with a wet root ball. Now if you're repotting and the sun is out, this is actually a good thing because it prevents the tree's roots from drying out. One of the things that makes today a really good day for repotting a maple is we've got gray overcast weather and no sign of warm or sunny weather on the horizon. So now we'll start trimming roots so that the tree can fit into its new pot. Now first we have these long roots circling the root ball on top of the pot, and those have to go. And other than that, we're going to just try to get the root mass down to the optimum size. Now on a maple, when they're dormant like this, you can take quite a few roots off without fear of harming the tree, because they'll be very good at regrowing their roots once they start to leaf out again. And we need to reduce the root mass and height too. And I may actually need to take this tree back and clean it again after I prune it, because you can see we didn't get all the old soil in the center. This is what we've removed so far. This has mostly been the lower part of the root mass. So just take that off the turntable there. And then we test fit it in the pot. And you can see we still have a little ways to go before it's going to fit correctly into the new pot. Now this side needs to lose a little bit more than the other side because it's a round pot. And we're going to center it in the pot, and that's so that we can adjust the front of the tree later. We've accomplished a substantial reduction in the tree's root ball. Pluck a few little weeds here out of the base, because this is going to be our one opportunity to do that. And you'll see what used to take up a large tub is now small enough to fit into this pot here, and this is going to be the tree's home for at least the next couple of years. So from here, repotting will follow standard procedure. This pot was already prepared. We've already put a layer of soil in the bottom, and now we're just going to backfill around the tree. Now, my soil mix for maples uses a fair amount of organics in it, and the reason for that is simple. Maples do not react well at all to being dried out or to running out of moisture in their soil. And here in Southern California last year, we had a record high temperature in September. The thermometer reached 113 degrees Fahrenheit, and I am proud to say that I did not have a single tree die that day. And part of the reason is because I've engineered my soil with enough moisture holding capacity to handle that sort of weather. And that is a problem here in California. In fact, a lot of maples will start to have their leaves dry out and curl up when the weather gets dry in June, and the only way to make sure that they don't is to make sure that they have enough moisture available in the soil. So we'll just kind of backfill around here and get the soil up to the level where we want it. Now, we're not going to fertilize this tree yet because it's still dormant. We'll start that when it starts pushing a little bit of leaf growth, which should happen in another month or so. And now we'll just take the moss that was around the base of the tree and the pot and rearrange it around the base of the tree here. And then we'll water the soil. And we've already got the water running out the bottom of the soil now, the bottom of the pot. So we know that our soil is draining correctly. Okay, so here's a slow once around to show you where the tree is right now. Now, obviously it needs to do some branch growth, and we need to reform some pruning scars on it and do some other things before we're going to have a fully realized bonsai. But where it is now is much better than just having it sit in a growing tub in the corner. And so here it is at this stage in its development. Hopefully we'll be able to shoot another video later this year and show what it looks like in full leaf. Thank you for watching, folks.